What time is it? It's Packard Pokes At time. Hat? Check. Shirt? Check. Pants? Optional. Mug? Double check. Check us out at cafepress.com/PackardPokesAt where you can get all this great merchandise and more.
Do you like Packard Pokes At and want to hear it on demand and on the go? Download the free app today at Stitcher.com. Available on iOS, Android, Nook, and iPad.
This is Packard Pokes At, and I'm poking at your news. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another fine edition of Packard Pokes At. I am your immutable and unmutable host, Packard Sonic, and joining me tonight from the far East Coast is Joe Unseen.
Josh Duggar is right here, Ray.
Ugh.
He's looking at me.
Yuck! I don't want.
Run for the hills.
I don't want Joe. I don't want Josh Duggar looking at me. He makes me nervous.
I actually got the line right this time.
Yeah. And joining us for the far West Coast is Connie Practical Magic 9.
Send in the clowns. There ought to be clowns.
There are too many
Clown
clowns.
car.
Way too many clowns in this clown car. And this is one clown car you don't want to get into. And joining us also for our special guest tonight is Robin Dupre Reed from Florida.
And I'm pregnant with my 20th baby. and my birth canal is about to fall out.
Hey, you know, it could be worse. You could after you die, your hands could get pregnant too. Just
Oh yeah, that's true. If I masturbate too many times.
yeah, if you masturbate too many times, your hands
will be
get pregnant. Yes, that's.
Then I'll
Michelle
start
Duggar's
having
gonna need
babies
the Army
with my
Corps of
hands
Engineers.
instead of my birth canal.
Don't even joke. That's science.
It is.
I wonder, does this guy say that that only applies to just the men or the women too? And if it applies to the women, then I guess you're going to be giving birth both places. Then I don't know.
Are you trying to make sense of this?
I'm like trying to throw a rock through a solid steel door, you know, using a feather to launch it off of. Gosh.
Somebody needs to throw a rock at that guy's head.
Yeah, no shit.
I've done my time. I've done everybody's time.
For those of
Mine about 3 other people.
yeah, no kidding. For those of you who don't know, unfortunately tonight, Fun Live servers are down, and we no idea why. But
Well, we know why.
yeah, it's my fault.
It's Packard's fault.
Of course, it's my
Yes.
fault. It would happen just as I was getting ready to go on the air.
Because he was masturbating.
Because
That's why.
I was masturbating right before the show, and Von Light said, "No, we're not dealing with this."
Yeah, they
He
don't
was
want to deal with
pregnant.
pregnant
That's
hands.
why.
Pregnant hands, right?
It sounds like a Sarah McLachlan song.
Yeah, it does. Oh, so much wrong with it.
Oh my.
Tonight's topic is we're going to be talking about how the right wing and the, you know, basically the fundies think that, you know, because that they are so superior, that because of their so-called fundamentalist values, their failed fundamentalist family values. Okay, let's talk. One of the things is here about the failed values of these people. They seem to think that because they are supposed to be pious, so they're, you know, good with their imaginary friend Jeebus or God or whatever. They think that they are better than everybody else. But it's usually the right-wing Christians who are out there who are thinking that they are better than everybody else, and then they go out and spew their so-called morality on everybody else. Don't do this, and this because of, you know, Jesus, you know, which is really a stupid argument all the way around. So they say you can't have sex because you're not married, or you can't touch anybody else because you're not married. You can't have sex with the same gender because my Bible says that's the wrong thing. And then these so-called moral people go out and they get found out that they are not as moral as they claim. I'll give you an example here. There is a pastor. He's an anti-gay pastor. He goes out and he spouts off all this nonsense, and was found out just recently on Grindr. Which, if you're not familiar with Grindr, it's a gay app. It's an app that you can put on your phone. And
Packard and I are close friends on Grindr.
Yes, we are.
That's how we communicate most of it.
Joe keeps sending me all his pictures. I keep posting to the Reddit,
Right, exactly.
Oh, so if I get on Grindr, I can find some hot guys. Is that right?
Yeah, you might be able to find some hot guys. I don't think they'd be
interested in you.
That's right. I'm just going to say.
Damn it.
We're just window shopping.
It's just window shopping.
We just like to look.
All the good ones are married or gay.
Yeah.
That's true. Shit.
And one of the big ones that just recently come out is the Duggars. And he apparently had committed incest with some of his siblings, his younger.
Let's back that up a little bit. That's not just incest what he committed.
Yeah. Well,
that's rape.
Yeah, it was. Oh, absolutely, it was rape. Absolutely, it was rape. I think that's more accurate, actually. Now, one of the things is here, a while back, he was questioned by some magazine or something because he was running for Senate or something.
The father was.
Oh, his father.
Yeah,
the
father was. Okay. Yeah, Jim Bob. What a name. They questioned him and said, what is your abortion position, and specifically, where do you stand on rape, incest, and the threat to the mother's health? Now, the long answer here, and I'm going to dig out one of the specific quotes here right afterwards here. It says, if a woman is raped, the rapist should be executed instead of the unborn baby. Adoption is an option. Many couples would love to adopt and are waiting for a baby. Abortion has been and always will be the destruction of an innocent child. Rape and incest represent heinous crimes and as such should be treated as capital crimes. The developing infant committed no crime and should be allowed to live. In the unlikely event that the life of the mother and the baby would both be lost, for example, a tubal pregnancy, all should be done to save the life of the mother. That last line, he's fine. I have no qualms with that part. The part, I mean, where it says, if the mother's going to lose her life, then do something. That's that part. I don't have any real problems with it.
Of course.
But he says this, and I'm going to repeat this specific line here. Rape and incest represent heinous crimes and should be treated as capital crimes. He's basically put his own son to death by this.
Well, what he needs to do is take his own son in the backyard and blow his fucking brains out.
Right. It's the Christian thing to do.
Well, it's what he's advocating. It's what he wants to do. So practice what you fucking preach. Do it.
Yep.
That's biblical too, because it says if you have a disobedient son, you take him into the gates with the city fathers and they stone him.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
It's biblical law. Look, I got 2 stones right here. I'll meet you in your backyard and we'll just stone your son to death right now.
I'll bring my stones. I've got lots in the back here. Some of them are, the shape of bricks and cement blocks. I think those will do the job. Can we use cement blocks?
That's what I have, cement blocks.
There you go. Josh Duggar also recently resigned his position from the Pro-Life Family Research Council.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah. And as a result of the revelations, he's currently very much alive and not on death row, like his father said he should be. So this is just a small example of what is going on with these weirdos.
The ultimate hypocrisy.
It is. It really is.
What you just read is the ultimate hypocrisy.
Yes, because one of the relatives of Josh Duggar recently came out and said, he did that when he was younger, so, it doesn't really count. I'm like,
really?
Really? That doesn't make any sense.
It counted to the people he touched.
Absolutely counted to the people he touched.
And that's what's getting lost in this entire discussion, in the media itself. That part of it is getting totally lost, that there are at least 5 girls, I think.
Yes.
That
at least
were raped as children, and that part is getting totally swept under the rug. What about those girls? That's really the sad part for me.
Yeah.
What about those girls? Yeah. What are they going to do? What are they doing for those girls? They're sending them to that, what is that thing in the article you sent me?
Oh,
are they sending them there as well to get counseling from that fucking moron?
Oh yeah, they sent
so
this
that they can be raped again.
Right? Yeah, they sent Josh Duggar to be taken by his father to the Basic Life Principles Training Center in Little Rock for the counseling after admitting to groping the young girls. The thing is, this guy here, he was also in trouble for the shit that he did as well. He was Michael
molested like 30 girls, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the director of the Little Rock.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
The guy here, Bob Guthard.
Oh, Bill Gothard. Oh,
Bill Gothard. Yeah.
Actual founder of Basic Life Principles and Basic Youth Conflicts and.
Yeah.
Well, he's a sexual predator who made this organization. He basically made this organization so that he could rape girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just a sexual predator.
Yeah.
And the strange thing to me is, if it were boys that he was molesting, it would be even worse.
Oh yeah, because they would say that he's being homosexual.
He's gay.
Yeah.
It's all because of the gay people.
Yeah, and it wasn't that long. It was last year, back in 2014. It's accusation they had sexually harassed multiple women and failed to report allegations of child abuse.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know what they did for Josh when they found out, after the limitations had expired, they sent him to this nut job and said, here, you know what? This is how we're going to treat you. Go build a house. If that fucking worked, we would have houses for everybody.
Yeah, there would be no homeless people if that worked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These people are just so full of shit. It's not even funny. What this basically is, because the Duggars had this TV show, it was 19 and Counting, which did get canceled. We mentioned that on the show last week. But the thing is here that they are part of this movement called the Quiverful movement. I've heard of this movement before when I was involved with religion many years ago. Basically, they think that the thing you have to do is you have to put a quiver in, which is have another kid. So the more kids you push out, you're having more kids for Jeebus to molest, I guess. I don't know. There is so much wrong with this.
The more children that a man has, they're like quivers. They make you strong. It's a blessing. It's a proverb, and that's what they get.
People think their penises are bigger.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Well, and then you should not. You should allow God to decide. You should be humble and allow God to decide how many children you should have.
Right.
So they're anti-birth control.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
they weren't always.
It moves in patriarchy movement too. Men are totally in control and women are just supposed to be subservient.
Yeah.
But they make it sound like, well, the man's caring for you, he's sheltering you. God is the umbrella over the man, and man is the umbrella over the woman, and then they're all the umbrella over the children. But it's not that way. It doesn't wind up being that way. That's how they sell it.
Yeah. You know what I found was really funny is that they are circling the wagons. And one of the people who has decided to, get in on this, of all people, is Ray Comfort. He said in a tweet, he said, standing by my friend Josh Duggar as a brother in Christ.
Do it in an accent. Come on, be racist.
Okay, I'll do it. All right, I'll do it. Standing by my friend Josh Duggar as a brother in Christ. This was his BC days. Such were some of us. In his BC days.
You had it at first, and then you lost it. It was good. It sounded like it.
It was all right.
I haven't done accents like that in a while. So
when you said "brother in Christ," I was like, "Oh shit, that's Ray Comfort," and then you lost it.
He does it better. He should have read it.
I almost had him nailed.
Let Joe read it again.
But he said it was in his BC days. He thinks it's before Christ days. But it turns out that this is a lie.
Oh, during the Roman Empire.
Yeah, before the Roman Empire, right.
Oh, that makes sense now, because I didn't understand that before.
Christ?
Right.
When he was a fetus, he was before Christ.
Right, exactly. But the thing is, apparently he had already given himself, scare quotes, to Christ when he was 7 years old. So, and he did this 7 years later.
Gave him to Christ when he was born.
Yeah.
He was never without Christ.
Right, exactly.
That's a sack of shit.
Exactly.
If God determines how many kids you have, then God...
It's all God. It's all about God.
Yeah. Yep.
So, fuck that.
There's a quote from the Patheos blog. He said, if Josh Duggar wasn't a Christian, then nobody's a Christian.
Exactly. He's the uber Christian.
Yeah.
Him and Jim Bob.
Him and Jim Bob.
Jim Bob.
Speaking of Jim Bobbing, the whole thing there, you know how there are people out there who watch, like the Flintstones, and they think it's a docu-fucking-mentary.
It's not?
Wait a second.
He wants one of those dinosaur carburetors,
Yeah. Eric Hovind had to get his word in on this because he's like, oh, how can I manipulate this against the evolutionists? Oh, yeah. I'm going to say if evolution is true, then this was okay. I was like, what? What does that even have to fucking do with... It's not okay. It doesn't matter.
What does that even mean?
What does that even... Yeah, exactly. What does that even mean?
How is that even a point? It's not even doesn't even make any sense.
I know.
You just strung a bunch of words together.
Exactly.
Oh boy, I can pronounce evolution.
The only thing pointy on Eric Hovind is his head.
Yeah. See, this is what he says. Since Josh molested girls, which could damage their trust in men, which could damage their future marriage, which could damage their future family, we should make Josh Duggar work the rest of his life to help families stay together and help them recognize how twisted the world is and how God offers instruction on how to live righteously.
But didn't instruct him on how to live righteously.
Yeah.
He's been with Jesus since he was born, but nobody ever taught him how to live a righteous life.
Yeah.
No. And if you watch their show, they're constantly sitting around in a family circle, singing and playing instruments and doing gospel music with each other and reading the Bible to each other. And the littlest kids, as soon as they can read, they're sitting there with their Bibles open. So if incest is an immoral act, and you need God to get your morality, then where did his morals go?
You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're telling us you sit there and watch that show?
Oh, I've seen a couple episodes, and I find it very appalling.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as I noticed it, I was like, wait, what?
Then of course, like as I said, he blamed evolution. He said if evolution is true, then there is no absolute right or wrong. What?
He's technically not blaming evolution.
Yeah.
He's just trying to say that because this guy did this, I mean, evolution can't be true.
Right.
I don't know.
He's equivocating. It's a form of dishonesty.
Listen to us trying to figure out what these idiots are talking about.
What does one of your celebrities' incest have to do with evolution?
Right.
Absolutely nothing. One thing has nothing to do with the other thing.
Yeah, but and then the other thing here is...
listen, what gets me is when they talk about evolution and they talk about that, they talk about things like incest. Mm-hmm. They're like, if evolution is true, there was a lot of incest going on. And, I mean, wait a minute.
Well,
what about Adam and Eve?
Exactly. Where did it's like, oh, well, they had sex with their cousins.
Eve was having sex with her own sons in order to reproduce more babies, right?
Well, yeah, would have to, I would imagine.
The hell?
Yeah. Now, there's a very specific part he says, where he says, then there is no absolute right or wrong. There is no absolute right or wrong anywhere. I mean, it's all relative. I mean, for example, we don't go around killing each other. But if you're in a situation where you have to defend your life, and you have to kill somebody else to save your life because they're coming at you with a gun or whatever, or they're robbing you in your house, and they're about to kill you, you have a right to stop them by any means. That is relative. It's not absolute.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and which is worse, if you steal because you're starving.
Right.
That's not seen as morally reprehensible either, really.
Right, exactly. So yeah. So they say if stealing is absolutely wrong, so if you steal to eat, then obviously, you're doing wrong. But that's in their minds, of course. But it's also not right to, let yourself die or, whatever. people are crazy.
Well, it's wrong to have an abortion,
Mhm.
okay? But after a child is born, they don't give a shit.
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
If I were poor and they wouldn't let me have an abortion, and they made me keep my baby, they won't help me feed my baby.
Right.
Well, first
They
of all,
don't
you're
want
a
to give my
slut.
baby insurance.
Yeah.
First of all, you're a slut for having a baby out of wedlock.
Well,
Second
I am a
of all,
slut, but
the man who's the father is a lazy bastard for not providing for the baby.
Right.
of course.
Wait a minute, Joe. I thought I was the slut on this show.
No, I'm here tonight.
Oh,
so-
okay. Oh, that's right. I've seen you at the meetings, Robin. I apologize.
Yeah.
There's
That's supposed to
room
be
for more than one,
anonymous.
I'm sure.
Love it.
And so your baby doesn't deserve free milk and cheese with stamps from the supermarket because dad was lazy and you're a slut.
Right.
I'm a tramp.
It's all the baby's fault.
Right.
I'm just laying it out.
I thought it was all Satan's fault.
And women were weak for listening to him.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the other thing that the Quiver Fool and the patriarch movement is. They blame they're blaming the victims. They're blaming the girls.
Absolutely.
They're saying, well, what did you do? What were you immodest?
Yeah.
Were you immodest, and did you somehow tempt your brother?
Why did you wear that skirt only down
Yep.
to your ankles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he helped change diapers. He goes, oh, now that baby's being immodest because it has the diaper off.
Okay, and these are people who hate Muslims.
Yeah.
That's just funny.
Yes.
It's just
Think about it. They
Yeah.
hate Muslims.
Yep.
And they're preaching the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah. Their own version of Sharia law. But they don't call it
Exactly.
Sharia law. Hovind continues. He says, if evolution is true, Josh should not have admitted his faults over a decade ago because one of evolved bag of molecules does to another bag of molecules just doesn't really matter.
Really knows what
What?
molecules are?
string of words, string of words, string of words.
Exactly. Bag of
Something,
molecules.
something molecules.
Right.
He's
Really?
using
And
the
therefore evolution is
molecules
not
to
true.
make himself sound smarter.
Yeah, because he said the word molecules. He must be smart.
Oh, must be.
Must be. He says, and then he continues, if evolution is true, there is no ultimate judge on the bench who will hold every man, woman, and child responsible for their actions. And if evolution is true, you will not give an account for every idle word you speak. What? What?
I swear Eric
does
Hovind
that
just
even
has a
mean?
random word generator, and that's how he forms his sentence.
Eric Hovind random word
Exactly.
generator.
That's funny.
This is, oh my gosh.
You're
This
gonna
is just
hurt
so,
yourself, Packard.
I'm going to hurt myself trying to process this shit. I'm glad I took a nap, or otherwise my head would just go. There is no ultimate judge, Oh, man, that's what these people don't seem to understand. There is no quote unquote ultimate judge.
You mentioned women being the temptresses. That's completely
Yes.
true. That's what they believe. They
Yeah.
think that women should be completely sexually abstinent until they get married, and then once they're married, they should become sexually available to their husbands at any time their husbands want.
Right.
They have in the Duggar family a rule against going to the beach
Oh my God.
because they feel that society is tempting men too much by having women in bathing suits. Now they go swimming. They have their own Duggar approved swimsuits that they wear that cover everything. But
Oh,
they
those
can't go
modesty
to a public
swimsuits.
beach with
Okay,
their
yes.
kids because the male children might see women in, bathing suits that aren't covering their skin enough.
Those must be the glasses that are completely blacked out, so this way they don't have to see anything. Just push them towards the water.
Yeah.
Well, this only shows how immoral these people are.
Yeah.
If their boys are not being taught how to respect women,
Exactly.
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
their own fault, and they're the immoral ones. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, absolutely.
a woman
They're totally
if,
denying
if a woman's walking
how
down the beach
sex and
naked,
sexual attraction and everything else works. They
Right.
the men don't have a reason to control themselves. It's all about the external controls putting temptation totally out of their way, quote unquote. It's not going to work.
Yeah, it's basically it's like victim blaming. It's because you
it
dress that
totally
way.
is that.
What's that? I'm sorry, Robin.
It's totally victim blaming.
It is.
Mhm.
Just
Mhm.
because somebody
Before
you
the crime.
right, exactly. Because
Yeah.
you dressed that way, I got horny, therefore it's your fault. No, when they say shit like that, it also demeans the men. They think they're demeaning just the women, but they're also demeaning the men, saying that men have no self-control whatsoever.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't realize that when they say this kind of shit.
And I like Robin's point there that they're not teaching their boys to respect women. Like, you're going to go into public, you're going to go into the real world, you're going to see women wearing whatever, bikinis, tank tops, whatever, and you're going to have to control yourself. You're going to have to respect those women for being individuals, and just because they're dressed that way doesn't mean you can like go crazy and be all like whatever. So Robin's point is very, very good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm making funny noises. But no, seriously, like
Yes.
you have to teach young men really to respect women. Like, yes, women can dress however they want.
Yep.
And you, just because they're dressed that way doesn't mean you can like assault them or touch them or speak inappropriately to them.
Exactly.
You have to know those boundaries.
Right.
You have to.
Right.
Like, we live in a society of people. You have to understand boundaries.
Right. I try to keep telling this to Joe, too, when he does it to me, but he's like, nah, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
you
Packard.
like it.
I know. You're right, I do.
I always swipe
The heart
right on
wants what it
Grindr for you.
know?
And it's not my fault. It's how you dress.
I know. I wear that tight shirt all the time.
You wear that button-down shirt with the flames on it. I'm just like, oh, I'd like to bite me off a piece of that oomph.
Strangely enough, Joe, I'm actually wearing that shirt tonight. Yeah, I know you can't see it, but I'm actually wearing that shirt tonight.
Oh, I'm imagining it.
I'm buttoning it down just for you, Joe.
Stop it! Stop it! You temptress!
That's just mean.
Jezebel.
You brazen hussy, you.
I'm such a hussy.
Packard Sonic is a fucking whore.
I am a whore. I'm a whore. Speaking of people who whore themselves out, Kirk Cameron says he wants to because he can't get enough press.
Hands, little squeeze.
Yes, because he can't get enough press for anything he actually does, because everything he does is just
Stupid.
plain out stupid. He says, I want my daughters to be just like the Duggars.
Right.
Yay! No!
He wants his daughters to be raped.
He wants his daughters to be raped.
Jesus.
Yeah, he says it's...
That's what all this is about, though. Attention.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. He
That's
said...
what, they're all just throwing these words out about the Duggars, and it's just so people will pay attention to them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He said, we flew to the Duggars' hometown, not only in part of the fun and excitement of honoring this precious couple. Ew. But as a father, he's a father, I weep for those children. I want my daughters to see what it looks like when a couple reserves their first kiss at the altar.
Oh, he was talking about one of the Duggar girls'
The daughter,
weddings.
the daughter got married
okay.
this weekend.
Yeah. He
This weekend, really?
Yeah. Apparently he posted.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Apparently he
What a
posted.
weekend to get married for them.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's a big deal for the show, evidently. I heard about this after the fact, but yeah, it's a big deal for the show. You know, it's going to be on the show and everything. It's supposed to get big top ratings, but obviously it's not even going to be on the show. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
The last episode that I saw was a wedding episode. So I guess they have so many daughters. There's a lot of wedding episodes. So
Right.
You know, if they want to keep it biblical, they have to pay for all those weddings because the father or the daughter has to pay for the wedding
and the concubines
and you know.
Right.
And all the other hookers. He said this kind of moral excellence.
Oh, okay.
Can we try that again there, Kirk? Moral excellence? Really?
Well, you know, he is talking about the daughters.
Yes.
And there wasn't really, they are the victims here.
Yes. Well, no,
So
actually, it was their fault because they had.
Thing about that.
Yeah. No, it was actually their fault because they had, vaginas. That was.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Of course. And then the purity is rare today, but our sons and daughters are priceless. This dad has only a few years to etch these meaningful images on the minds of his children. You mean like, go and when your sisters are sleeping, go in and, put your fingers inside them and poke around?
Ew.
I know. Ugh.
Is that what he was doing?
That's what he was doing.
Yes, that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Yeah. And I mean, he was sweet. You know, I can understand. He's 14 years old. Some of the girls are blossoming, so they're like getting, you know, they're getting breasts.
I don't think they were, though. That's the point. Okay, he's the oldest child of the family, and he was molesting his younger siblings.
That's just nasty.
Yeah.
Okay, and not just one of them, evidently. So
that's where
if there was one that was a year younger than him, that's one thing.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's the case here.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard, but maybe I heard it wrong. But that's what I thought. Maybe that's what they were doing. Was
one of the youngest was quite a bit younger. I think there was more than a 5 year spread. Might have been 5 years old.
5 years old.
More than a 5 year spread. I don't remember
yuck!
What I read.
Yuck.
And no matter how old they were, evidently they were all sleeping.
Yeah.
So there was never any "let's play doctor," you know.
Yeah.
And he's 14. Who plays doctor at 14?
Well, the sex ed materials through the institute that they use their the Bill Gothard homeschooling materials has really crappy sex ed.
Right.
I mean, you know what? I'm sorry. At 14, Josh should have been sneaking a Playboy or, meeting some other girl that he knew at school and exploring
her
things,
behind the
but
shed or something.
Can you, at least that would be understandable.
Right.
It would be normal.
Normal. Thank you. I am tongue-tied on this again.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. If it was, if it was somebody who was not in his family, and they wanted to explore each other, then, go for it. I mean, well, within reason.
If it was consensual.
It's somewhat consensual.
No, somebody's sleeping.
Yeah, someone sleeping that's rape.
And or a child.
Well, technically, he was a child too. So
yeah, but still, like if he, okay, a 14-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Or a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old, or a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old. Like that's still that's like normal.
Within your own age range.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
You don't go touching your 5-year-old sister while she's sleeping.
Right.
That's just nasty.
No. Exactly. You wait till she has a gun in her hand and she can shoot you.
You don't go touching your sister at all. That's just nasty. There are limits. And they are your sisters and the family dog.
Yeah. Go touch the family dog instead.
Oh my! If it would have been bestiality.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Well,
they
yeah.
would have definitely stoned him for that.
Right?
Yeah. Apparently, now just Duggars are not the only ones involved in doing stupid shit like this. Joseph Hayden was arrested recently for trading explicit photos of children between the ages of 2 and 12.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and he was surrounded with and he was using his own email account at, get this, artmodel@juno.com because no one uses Juno anymore. So he thought, who's gonna check? And the thing is, he is the second president of the Brooklyn Tea Party.
Of course.
Of course. That, the right-wing groups.
Yeah, of course, Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I mean Tea Party.
Wait a minute. There's Tea Party in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. And one of the things, one of the slogans was, and everybody get your barf bags ready. He said, "Our children are the future."
Yeah.
The children are the future. Photos, it's going to be on his computer. That's what he was actually meaning by that. Basically, these photos were found when they were somewhat tipped him off to his activities. He failed to run for New York Senate Assembly. He pledged to prosecute librarians who make electronic obscenity available to the same minors whose images he seemed to enjoy masturbating to. The irony right there. That's exactly one of the other things right there is they say, if you librarians let anybody see these nasty images, then we're going to make sure you get prosecuted. But you just save a copy for me so I can take them home and, jack off to them on my own personal computer. God,
it's just deflecting, that's all.
Yeah. Apparently he had a treasure trove of child pornography. Now, they confiscated 2 laptops, 5 desktop computers, a video camera, a cell phone, and 1 DVD upon visiting the Tea Party's home. Now, I said this at our staff meeting. Anybody that's on the internet you may have child pornography on your computer. You may not even know it's even there, because sometimes you visit sites and they insert cached pages onto your hard drive, and some of these images sometimes get on there and you don't even realize that they're there. There was a older lady. She took her computer in because she was having some kind of problem with it. She didn't know what was going on with it. She was not very computer savvy. She took it in to like a Best Buy or whatever, because they have like the service geeks there, and they were trying to clean her computer. Turns out there was child porn on there, and she got arrested. She didn't even realize it was there. So if it had just been that, I would have said, you know what, I might have given it a pass, just because I know this is a possibility. But he had a DVD of child pornography. Pass taken away. Yeah. And the thing is, he also has children of his own, age 9, 7, and 4, and 15 months. He's not.
Yeah, the daughter is 15 months, and the others are boys.
Yeah. And he's not allowed to go near them, thankfully.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Contact us by email at ppappodcast@gmail.com or on Twitter as at Packard Pokes At. Like us on Facebook.com/Packard Pokes At. Call our Google Voice and leave a message at 662-709-PPAP or 662-709-7727, and we will respond to it on the show. Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time. Join us live at vonlive.tv/Packard Pokes At. During the show, you can share your thoughts with us by calling 857-216-3200 using PIN number 35368 or on uberconference.com/Packard Pokes At. For links to the stories, visit our show page at packardpokesat.wordpress.com. You can help support the show by purchasing merchandise from cafepress.com/Packard Pokes At or make a donation to the show at patreon.com/Packard Pokes At. If you can't afford any money, why not share the show with your friends and rate us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker, and on YouTube. For everyone that shares and rates us, you kick ass.
These people,
That's disgusting.
yes, it is.
Sexual
disgusting.
repression and is not good. The more people deny, the more those skeletons seem like they pop right out of that closet, don't they?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Now here, I'm going to read one more here. Now you're going to laugh at this one. Now this is a real name. This is a real name. I'm not making this up. This guy's name is Bryant Schwenke.
Is he Schwenke?
He's just Schwenke. I just like saying the name Schwenke. He was busted using his email account, and I kid you not, hornypastor@outlook.com.
Well, that's yeah. Okay.
Well, just be honest.
Just be honest.
Yeah.
He's honest in his name. He was trading hundreds of hardcore child sex videos and photos at this particular email account.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
I want to throw up.
Yeah, me too. And Schwenke, see, I just like saying the name. Schwenke claimed to have been a pastor for 20 years and has had sex with multiple children, some as young as 8 years old during that time period. He says, "I've even knocked up a couple, but were able to make people believe it was somebody else." He wrote, according to the court documents.
It was Jesus.
It was Jesus.
Yes.
It's Jesus.
It's all Jesus.
It's all Jesus. Jesus is
It's the
coming
second
back
coming of Jesus Christ.
through all these little girls.
Well, you know, Jesus's hands, they got nailed, so you know, it's
Maybe-
only eventually they'd get pregnant.
That's right.
Well,
And
yeah,
he
but
inserted them into these little babies.
maybe Jesus was, masturbating a little bit, and he's got his hands pregnant. And he's sticking them in these children when he was going through there.
Right.
Exactly.
They're
The
hand
pregnant
babies.
hands of Jesus.
It's science, you know.
Yes, total science. It was in the Bible.
Then it's definitely science.
It's definitely science.
It's prophesized science if it's in the Bible. Humans couldn't possibly have known that hands could get pregnant until the Bible came along.
Right.
It was revealed.
Well, actually, I think that guy was reading the Quran.
Yeah. And the thing is,
Come.
apparently he proclaimed that because he found Jesus and all has been absolved, just like that. That's what really pisses me off about these people. Is
That's
the fact
the whole
is
disgusting part about it.
exactly is because they think, okay, well, you know what? I found Jesus, therefore, all my wrongdoings don't even matter anymore. I don't have to apologize to them. I just have to apologize to Jesus.
Well, you can apologize to people, but they're really, it's behooves them then to
Yeah.
forgive you. They're expected to forgive you, and it's just, it breaks down the whole thing if they, they have to believe that you're forgiven.
Yeah.
Everything.
Right. Well, Jesus will forgive you if you just, say
Yeah.
the magic words, and then
Yeah.
you're forgiven.
Yeah, Mike Huckabee is one of these people who thinks he can say magic words and, get forgiven and things like
Magic
that.
words.
Magic words, magic words.
Oh, what are those magic words? Jesus, come inside of me. That's a magic word.
That's why there,
Jesus, come inside of me.
that's why there's that
now.
great.
You gotta pay extra for that.
Yeah, you have to pay extra for that. That's an extra.
Please, Jesus,
That takes
please.
that takes a lot out of Jesus, so you have to pay him a little extra.
Jesus invented Viagra for that reason.
Well, that gets it up. It doesn't get anything to come out though. That takes a little extra.
That's true. 4-hour erections. Oh my God. Right,
After
Connie?
after 4.
You know what I'm talking about, Connie.
Connie loves it when you ask her about her sex life.
After
Listen,
4 hours.
listen, I have taught Connie very well. Connie's gonna have to say it with me
She's
out
my
loud.
fuck therapist. That sounds really strange. Just say
Say it
it
again.
that
Say
way.
it again,
Fuck.
Connie. I didn't hear it. Say it. Come on, Connie. I didn't hear it. Say it again.
Fuck.
Yes, yes.
I can't do it without giggling though.
Most people do giggle when they fuck too. Anyway, so either way.
It's true, he does.
Oh, pillow talk.
All the pillow talk he's revealing. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Well, we know Jesus likes it rough. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Whips and chains and
Well,
You know,
he
I
created
think-
all that stuff, so he must like all of it.
Exactly.
Created
That's right.
everything.
I think Connie had a good point. She brought up the sexual repression
Mm-hmm.
that exists in the family. Who knows? Like maybe if this guy wasn't so sexually repressed or was brought up in a sexually repressive family, if this would have happened,
Mhm.
like we don't
Yeah.
know that. But
No.
I did look into a little bit about how they felt about their kids growing into sexuality and dating. All of their kids' dates, whenever they would go on dates, they had to be chaperoned either by the parents or by an older sibling. And so dates were often group events. The
Ugh.
kids would go on these group dates, and the kids weren't allowed to frontal hug. They had this thing where they side hug.
Ugh, I
They
remember hearing
go
about
into the
this
side and side hug. They weren't allowed to
Yes.
kiss. They weren't allowed to do any of that kind of stuff. So it was very, very repressed.
You
But
know
they
the
used to
thing is,
hold hands, right? Nothing, right?
I'm not sure if they could hold hands. I don't know.
you know what I think one of the.
I saw this video of Josh on his first date with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Uh-huh.
you see this? He was on his going on his first date with
No,
his
I didn't
wife.
see that. What happened?
What happened? Yeah, I hadn't seen
he,
either.
he had to be chaperoned, so they picked one of the sisters, one of his little sisters, to go with them.
Oh,
But
bad
they were
choice.
going to go see a movie that you had to be 18 to get into. Okay, so the little sister couldn't go. So we're talking about a grown man here. So he was already 18 because he could get into the movie. His fiance could get, his girlfriend could get into the movie, and he had to get another sibling to go with him that was 18 so they could get into the movie. So we're talking about grown-ups. We're not talking about children here anymore. We're talking about kids that are over 18
Right.
because they're going to get into this movie. So he picks 2 siblings, one brother, one sister, and he actually made a joke about it being a double date.
Yeah.
And then he says, well, this is Arkansas. That's disgusting. I mean, I just wanted to puke when I heard that.
You know, one of the things is that one of the things is I don't think that they realize when they're teaching these kids to go on big dates like this, you know, like we're multiple people at one time, they're teaching them how to gangbang. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Well, that's a good lesson to learn in life. You know that.
Well, gangbangs can be fun, you know.
Right. You gotta watch your
It's
brothers and
actually called
sisters and make sure they
courtship.
don't have sex.
They don't believe in dating. Sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, a gangbang. Well, see, the thing is, if you got a brother and sister going out with a double date like that, the swapping it gets a little weird, you know.
Yeah, you close your eyes and imagine anything, I guess.
I don't know what to comment on that, Connie.
I'm creeping myself out.
You just creep.
I'm sorry.
You creep me out so bad. It's like you made. It's like
I'm gonna go now. That's all, folks.
Connie brought me to my knees, like with words. I was like, Way to go, Connie. We'll put that one on your scoreboard there.
Thank you. My slide into the moral abyss is almost complete, folks.
You can blame me, Connie. It's all right.
I take some of the fault of that blame too. If she'd been on the show.
I'm the devil. Haven't you heard?
Well, I have heard. I've seen. You got the horns and everything.
I'm Satan.
Satana. And it's another person that had apparently stood up for this guy was Michael Seawald. He spoke out lengthily that where he admitted child molestation, Josh Duggar. He said in perhaps the worst absolute way when he compared some of the right-wing Christian defenses of the embattled kid toucher. He said the only consequences for us keep us acting as Duggar did when he molested 5 children in their beds. Then he said, we are commended for their roles in the cover-up of their son's crimes, reporting them only to a law enforcement officer who is currently serving more than 50 years in prison for possession of photos of naked children. Yeah, that's who you report your crimes to, a person who's also going to be spending, some time behind bars for doing pretty much the same goddamn thing. These people are just, ugh.
Well, one of these articles is pointing out something that's even more disturbing than Josh Duggar. Andrea Yates and her husband were quiverful parents.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I remember that day.
Me too.
I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I tried to think about that. I mean, when I heard that story, I just couldn't wrap my head around it, but I tried to think of any possible scenario that would make a human being want to kill 5 babies in a bathtub.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't. I don't know.
There is. I will say there's one good thing that's came out of all this is that Josh Duggar decided to get his photograph with a lot of GOP people who are running for president right now.
Oh yeah.
And so that's
the best part of this.
That is the best part of this whole conversation.
Yes.
He's got his picture taken with Tom Cruise,
Ted Cruz,
Scott Walker,
Jeb Bush,
and I don't
Rick
know.
Santorum.
Rick Santorum. Oh, that's Rick Santorum. No, that's
Rick Sanitarium.
Rick Sanitarium. Now, this is some other guy. Who is this guy?
They actually did TV campaign ads for one of them. Mm-hmm. I think it was Rick Santorum.
Rick Santorum. The last time he ran for president, there was a big thing that they did for him.
Yep.
Rick is going to stop wasteful government spending by kicking people off of welfare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one here. I don't quite recognize him off the top of my head. I can't think of this guy's name. See, that's why I don't think this guy even has a chance of being in the Republican Party anyway. Because
it's Scott Walker.
It's not Scott Walker. He's sitting there. If you're at the Gawker site, he's sitting there in a hat, and he's sitting next to somebody. I'm not sure what this guy's name is. Reince Priebus, maybe. I don't know who this fucker is.
Oh, in the hat? That's Rand Paul, I think.
Rand Paul, thank you. That's it, Rand Paul.
Oh, okay.
That's it, Rand Paul. Thank you.
Yeah, the pictures aren't captioned for some reason, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Rand Paul.
Yeah, that's Rand Paul. You're right.
Rand Paul is wearing a very, very nice scarf.
Yes.
I wish I had a scarf like that.
that is Rand Paul.
And just the way
I
he's
don't have it in front of me, but yeah.
and just the way he's wearing it, I'm telling you, I'm not saying he's gay, but my gaydar is going off a little bit.
Mm.
Oh, that picture's a little Brokeback Mountain with that cowboy hat. there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
That cowboy hat looks like he got that at the local flea market.
And then Rand Paul does look like Heath Ledger.
A little bit.
Rand Paul looks like he's wearing a wool overcoat and a scarf. He looks like he could be walking around Greenwich Village right now.
Exactly.
Well, not right now because it's kind of hot in New York, but
Yeah.
in the wintertime.
In the wintertime, maybe, yeah.
Oh.
These people. I mean, that's. I think once this gets out a little bit more.
I'm going to cut you off, Packard. Rand Paul is kind of hot.
Well, he does have that little curly hair going on.
You're making Pac jealous. Stop it.
I'm hotter than he is.
Hey, I stand with Rand.
No, that's what I'm saying is that the fact is that these people, are once it gets more into the media, and so these people are running for president, and they say, yeah, you had photographed with a child molester. It's like, yeah, I'll just step out of the race now.
Oh my God! Whoever gets the nomination, these are going to make some great memes.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be hilarious.
No, the one with Jeb Bush, though, I have to admit, the one with Jeb Bush, he's like kind of looking off to the side. Is like, who the fuck is this bastard?
Oh, I know the one Jeb Bush. And it looks like they're in Greenwich Village. It looks like they're in the East Village there, and Jeb Bush is just sort of like, I have no idea where I am and who this guy is.
Why am I getting my photograph taken with him? Is he important or something?
Why are they asking me about the Iraq War?
I'm for it. I'm not for it. Don't ask me about it. I'll tell you about
I
it.
didn't understand the question.
I didn't understand the question.
I thought you meant the Iraq War.
You asked it two different ways. I didn't get it. I'm confused.
Now, I'm trying to answer the question for you. If it was this way back, and I understood it that way, because listen.
He's just as stupid as his brother. It's just.
But he's the smarter one.
I know, that's the sad part.
Maybe a half an IQ point higher.
Speaking of about a half an IQ point higher, there's the one here picture with him and Scott Walker there. If they were any closer together, all they had to do was just turn about 2 inches to the left from
They'd
each
be
other,
making out.
and they'd be making out. Yeah.
And you now make is the bride.
So that side hugging?
As close as they are, they might be fondling each other. You
Which
can't tell
one?
behind the picture. They
It
might
could
be. They very might be. Just
Scott
saying.
Walker?
That could
Yeah,
be
Scott Walker,
open
yeah.
Asses. We don't know.
They're definitely side hugging.
Yeah.
Scott Walker's side hugging Josh Duggar. Yeah.
That's why Scott Walker's got a big grin on his face because Josh Duggar is,
He's down there, yeah.
He's
I
down
know.
there.
I know. You can tell. You can totally tell by the angle.
Scott Walker's such a temptress.
I know.
Yes.
Josh is like, are these panties satin? And Scott Walker's like, yes, they are satin.
He's got his fingers somewhere, I'm sure.
Well, it's a side hug, so he can get both sides,
Right.
Yep. Get you coming and going.
Oh, my gosh.
What the hell are we talking about?
You people are sick. What did I get myself into here?
Moral depravity of the GOP
all Connie's
and the
fault.
Christians.
It's all my fault. It's all my fault. First I take down Vaughn Live, now I'm taking down the whole group here.
Online, it was your fault. This is all Connie's fault.
Well, now, unfortunately, I see all of these men in a daisy chain, and I just can't unsee it.
Oh, no.
Now there's a quote here from the page. It's kind of interesting. He says, one line of argument you might hear is that Josh Duggar didn't know it was wrong to molest girls, or that he didn't know what he was doing was wrong. He comes from a culture in which women are forbidden to show their shoulders in case it causes their brothers to stumble, where they aren't allowed to dance or front hug their own siblings. How would you?
Why did he do it while they were sleeping?
Yeah, exactly.
If he didn't know it was wrong. Why did he wait till they were sleeping?
Exactly.
Why didn't he just do that at any time of the day?
Yeah, because they might actually, say, don't do that.
Dad, he's raping
during
me?
gospel music circle.
Right?
Oh,
And there was one little last bit on here. It says that, and so how would he not know it's wrong to fondle their breasts and genitals? And that's where I saw the breast thing. That's where I thought, he was squeezing on boobies. But I mean, when you're 14 years old, you want to squeeze boobies. I mean, I'm an adult. I'm an adult.
A girl who's awake.
Exactly,
and wants to
awake.
Enjoy it with you.
Yes, exactly. And the thing is, I'm an older man now. I still want to squeeze boobies. I'm just saying. I see and I go.
You
I
guys
want to
never get over that.
I'm never gonna get over that. Not until they put that casket on me, and then I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna have my hands in a position where it looks like
in
I'm
the cup position.
I know. I'm gonna have some fake breasts made. I'm gonna have them put them on my hands, so this way when the people walk by, you go, oh, he's screwing his last squeeze.
We're happy you guys like to squeeze boobies. We're very happy about that. Right, Connie?
there you go.
She's not agreeing with you, but she is agreeing with you.
Yeah, I get it.
Connie recrossed her legs before she answered that question.
Oh, no, Michelle Duggar herself related this advice to her daughters, Jesse and Jill, on today. She says, in your marriage, there will be times when you're going to be very exhausted. Your husband will come home after a hard day's work, and you get the baby to bed, and he is going to be looking forward to that time with you. Be available. Anyone can fix him lunch, but only one person can meet that physical need, that love that he has. And you always need to be available when he calls.
Yuck.
Michelle Duggar just make me a sandwich, a dirty word.
Now we say that on the show a lot. Make me a sandwich. But you know what? This isn't make me a sandwich. This is bend over, bitch. That's basically what she said. That's basically what she said. You know what? If he's horny, bend over, bitch.
Yeah, and who was it that was talking about their view on contraceptive before? Was it Connie or Robin?
Yeah, they don't
Connie.
believe in contraceptives.
Yeah, I watched a interview with Michelle Duggar, I guess her name is, and she was talking about how when they first got married, she was on the pill for 3 years, and then she went off the pill, and they had Josh, the oldest son, the guy that we keep talking about. Then she went back on the pill. And while she was on the pill, she got pregnant. And she lost that pregnancy. Now, according to Mr. Duggar, I don't know his first name, the father.
Right.
Jim Bob.
Oh, that's right, Jim Bob.
Jim Bob.
They're from fucking Arkansas. So Jim Bob said that that the doctor told him. Now, I don't know. I'm no expert on contraceptives. I kind of understand how the pill works, hormones and all that. The last 7 pills are just placebos. I understand all that stuff. According to him, the doctor told him that when a woman is on the birth control pill, sometimes she can get pregnant and can lose it. There's like a higher incidence of that.
What?
I don't know how true that is. I've never heard that before.
No.
But so they sat there and they blamed the birth
true
control. They blamed medicine for the loss of their second child.
Ugh.
And that's when they swore off birth control pills.
But wait a second. If they are so biblical, though, I mean,
exactly,
taking birth control itself is actually killing babies in a way.
Well, that's what they think. There's those far right ones
taking them.
Exactly. Well, there are other reasons why a woman can take birth control.
Of course. To regulate her menses.
Exactly.
There's other health reasons to take it. But if God controls the universe, then was it the birth control pill that killed their second child, or was it God?
It was God. It had to have been God.
The vast majority of fertilized eggs get expelled from women through natural menstruation.
Mm-hmm.
So God is the biggest abortionist ever.
Absolutely.
Ever. It's something like 60% of all fertilized eggs. Now, I can't quote the source of that statistic, but that's what I heard. 60% of all fertilized eggs are flushed out of a woman's body naturally.
Absolutely.
Through the will of God.
Through the will of God.
And so God is the biggest abortionist ever if a fertilized egg is a life.
Yeah. You know, I tell you, one of the things is that kind of irritated me. I saw this, that when they estimated how much these people made, they made between $25,000 and $40,000 an episode. I mean, not even counting television appearances and other networks.
Yeah.
Each.
Those reality shows, they pay. They're
really
bank.
do.
They're definitely bank.
Damn.
They had a following.
Yeah, they
Oh,
did.
yeah.
There are people who are like protesting the Learning Channel. They want it back on. A lot of people.
They still want that. I can't believe they want this show back on. Oh, he's the molester? Well, he's all right. No big deal.
There are regular people defending them, just as these, Ray Comfort and Eric Hovind and all of those are defending him. And they're boycotting the Learning Channel to get it put back on.
You know what?
Just like they did with the Duck Dynasty guys.
Duck Dynasty, yep, exactly.
Yeah. If you go to like WorldNet Daily and sites report, with more conservative and Christian sites, you go to the comment sections, and 90% of the people there are defending the Duggars.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
It's really disgusting, the level of, they must have been asking for it. He's forgiven. He was a kid. He played doctor. It's all stuff like that.
Exactly. Mike Huckabee wrote something on his Facebook page that I went to, and it had, the last time I checked, his comment had over 70,000 likes on it.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's sad.
That's incredibly sad. When Ray Comfort, and I like calling him Ray Comfort because Mr. Banana Man himself, he tweeted that out. What was best was just the responses. He had such a multiple set of responses. One of the persons had said, like, "Really? Are you serious?" I mean, my gosh.
And they were immediately blocked because that's what Ray Comfort does.
Yeah,
of course.
I don't have the page up right now, unfortunately, but I mean, there was at least, I think, at least 20 different tweets tweeting at him, going, "What you're basically saying is here, it's okay." Because he wasn't a Christian, so he's kind of admitting to something, that is, like, one of them I think was, "Are you admitting that maybe you've done something like this? That's why you're saying it's okay?"
It's
that's
the
what
no
I
true
say.
Scotsman fallacy.
What's that?
Yeah.
It's the no true Scotsman fallacy.
Yeah, it's right.
Because he was doing that, he wasn't a true Christian at the time.
Right.
Now that he's not doing it anymore, he's a Christian again.
Yes. Oh yeah, I've heard that one before too. It's just like, no, but you're right. It is the no true Scotsman
Because you have to eat haggis if you're going to be Scottish.
What was his whole comment? I mean, he said it was before Christ, but then after he said, such as we all were, or something like that.
Yeah, he said, "Standing by my friend." I'll do that in the voice.
Yeah.
Standing by my friend.
No, let Joe do it. He does it better than you.
No, I didn't do it good. He did it good.
Oh, that was me. And he said,
Yeah.
"Standing by my friend Josh Duggar as brother in Christ. This was his BC days. Such were some of us." So, that was me, by the way.
Ray Comfort is saying he molested little girls when he was 14 years old.
I know, he's kind of self-implicating himself there.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? Wait, what?
Exactly.
So at one other time Ray Comfort said something about what would you do if you? He was talking with Eric Hovind, and they said, "What would you do if you weren't a Christian?" Oh, I know exactly what I'd do, and he talked about how he'd swindle people or something like that. And I think Eric Hovind went on about how he'd do tax evasion and blah blah blah. So, and we can add child molestation to Ray Comfort's sins that he'd go out and commit.
Yeah, Eric said he would be in prison if he wasn't a Christian.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I did pull his tweet up here. One of the responses, and I thought this was very telling. He never replied back to it. He says, "If this was done by an atheist, Ray Comfort, would you also be this supportive?" I think that's a very good question because he's saying that he's often gone off on these tangents, saying that how atheists are bad because they don't believe in God, and so if an atheist had done this, he said, "Oh well, that was before. He was young. He didn't know any better." So this is, and there's the one I was talking about. So Ray, do you stand by all who have incest with minors or just Josh? Oh, these tweets are just amazing. The ones that they commented at him. So I'm wondering how many were just tweeted at him since then. So.
Oh, the internet is full of awesome people and assholes.
Yes.
And sometimes they're the same person.
Oh my. I'll read one more here. It says, coming from another Christian, you're wrong on this, Ray. Even before Christ, I never thought to grope and fondle young girls.
What?
So, yeah, they're admitting that they're a Christian. So it's like, I never thought to do that while I was, younger then. So I'm just saying, this is probably, one Christian I actually agree with in this case. So anyway.
Yeah, but is he a true Christian?
Apparently not. Well, if he says he didn't do it, maybe he is the true Christian.
Well, if he says he did do it but asked for forgiveness, then he's a Christian again.
Yeah.
Yay.
He did ask him one more question. He says, so answer my question, Ray. 2 exclamation points, because one is never enough. None is never enough. If you stand by Josh Duggar still, would you let him babysit your daughters unsupervised?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's the ultimate question.
No.
He can't be trusted on a date with his future wife alone.
Yeah.
You're going to leave him alone with your daughter?
Right, exactly. Ugh. Well, unfortunately, even though Vaughn Live was down, we do have to cut the show now. So, but I want to thank Robin Dupre Reed. You can find her channel at the Chad. Was it the Chad 1?
The Chad 1218.
The 1218. Thank you. On YouTube, and go and visit her channel and subscribe there. And
woohoo!
Yes, and there'll be a link in the argument section below. So when you want to make a comment, please comment on what you've seen with us tonight, and hopefully get this discussion out there, because this needs to be discussed. And I want to also thank Joe and Connie both for being here with us as well. We had a wonderful discussion, and we will be back next week with our regular short show. And until then, this has been Packard Pokes At. We just poked at your news.
And that's a wrap.